Hola, Abe. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? That's Spanish for how you doing, buddy? I just bought some tamales from Mrs. Gonzalez's tamale stand down the street. You know, she's been there for almost 5 years and I ain't even never tried them before. Larry says they're super yummy, so I thought I'd pick up a few of them for us to eat when he comes over. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you. Larry's on his way over because he wants to sit in on this letter I'm recording for you today. I hope you don't mind, but he says he really likes hearing this stuff. He said he'd be here around 6 o'clock, but sometimes he's early and sometimes he... Oh, look at that. I guess he's early this time. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, would you knock it off? I'm coming. Hi, Larry. Come on in.
Oh, thanks.
What the heck did you bring with you?
I bought some tamales from Senora Gonzalez.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's so funny? I thought you wanted to try them.
Well, I do, but I just bought some from her, too.
Well, you know what they say.
What? Who says what?
By gosh and by golly, you can never have too many tamales.
Oh, who says that?
Oh, I don't know, just people, you know. Them.
Okay, whatever you say, Larry. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Them things smell delicious. Hey, what are you doing?
You gotta take the corn husk off of them before you can eat them.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing now.
So what are you gonna talk about today, Murray?
Well, I kind of wanted to get right into talking about Noah's Ark, but...
What's Noah's Ark?
Well, it's this great big boat that a guy named Noah built when God...
Why did he build a boat?
Because God told him to build it to get ready
Well,
for...
why did God tell him to...
Larry?
Yeah?
Are you a Roman?
No, I ain't no Roman. Why?
Because if you was a Roman, your name would be Larius Interruptus.
Well, why would my name be...
Hey, put a cork in it, would you? I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, sorry, Murray.
God told Noah to build a great big boat because God was going to flood the whole world and wipe everybody out.
What? What happened?
God flooded the whole earth and drowned everybody because everybody got so evil.
Well, he didn't need to wipe everybody out, did he?
That's what I've been trying to explain. I wanted to get right into the flood story, but I gotta back up a bit first, because if you don't know what happened first, then you ain't gonna understand why God rubbed everybody out.
All right. So explain it to me.
Well, I thought that maybe that's what I do right now, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry, Murray.
Hey, why don't you start eating one of them tamales? But don't get none of it on the couch or Florence will go cuckoo. Oh, that reminds me. Don't let me talk too long. I gotta pick Florence up from the archery range, and I try not to make her mad when she's carrying all that stuff.
Okay, I'll try to remember. But go ahead now, Murray.
Okay. Remember how last time we was talking about how God told Cain to hit the road because he killed his little brother Abel?
Yeah, I remember.
So Cain hit the bricks well, there weren't no bricks yet. He was gonna make some bricks because him and his wife took off and they had a kid named Enoch. And they built a city, and they named it Enoch after their kid. Then it lists Cain's descendants and what...
What's a descendant?
I'm sorry, Larry. I couldn't understand you over your tamale chewing.
Sorry. What's a descendant?
Well, you know, if you have a kid, and then your kid has a kid, and then your kid's kid has a kid, them are descendants.
Oh, okay.
Then it says what some of Cain's descendants did. Like these two brothers named Jabal and Jubal. Jabal was the first guy to start living in tents, and Jubal was the first guy to play musical instruments, like the harp and the organ.
Oh, you mean like Harpo Marx and the Phantom of the Opera?
No. Them came later on. No, the harp was probably just a bent stick with a couple of strings on it, and the organ was probably something like a pan flute, you know?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Jabal and Jubal, they had a half-brother named Tubal-Cain because their old man had 2 wives.
2 wives? Why did he want 2 wives?
I don't know. You think one would be enough, right? But anyway, that third kid, Tubal-Cain, he was the first guy to work with brass and iron. But then it says that the father of the 3 brothers, his name was Lamech, he told his 2 wives that he killed a guy.
Well, who did he kill?
I don't know. It don't say. But it's interesting that the second murderer recorded in the Bible was the great-great-great-grandson of the first murderer, Cain.
Why is that interesting?
I don't know, I just kind of think it is. But anyway, then it says that Adam and Eve had another son named Seth to replace Abel, and it lists all the descendants of Seth too. And I don't know if it's important or not, but it don't say that Seth's descendants did anything or invented stuff like Cain's did. It's just a plain old family tree. Well, except for one guy named Enoch.
I thought Enoch was Cain's kid, that he named the city after.
Well, look at that. I guess you really are paying attention. Well, and you're right, Cain's son was named Enoch. But this other guy was Seth's great-great-great-grandson. He was named Enoch too.
What was so special about him?
Well, it says that Enoch walked with God for 300 years after he had his kid Methuselah. And then it says that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him.
I don't get it. What happened to him?
He got to go to heaven to be with God without dying first.
Oh, come on. You're just fooling, ain't you?
No, I ain't fooling. What? God can make the whole universe just by talking, but he can't scoop somebody up to heaven whenever he wants to?
Oh, I guess you got a point there. Gosh, Murray, this Bible stuff sure is something else.
I know, but you ain't even seen nothing yet. We're only up to the 6th chapter of the first book. There's still 45 more chapters just in Genesis, and then there's 65 more books to go after that.
Holy smokes, that's a big book.
It's big and it's beautiful, and I love every word of it. Anyways, where were we?
You were saying that Enoch went to heaven without dying?
Oh, yeah. So Enoch has a kid named Methuselah. You remember, he's the guy I said lived the longest in the whole world. 969 years.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Well, then Methuselah had a kid named Lamech, and...
Wasn't that the name of the guy you said was the second murderer?
Well, yeah, but just like there was 2 Enochs, there was 2 Lamechs, too. Huh,
What?
well, I was just thinking. Cain's triple great-grandson was a murderer, and Seth's triple great-grandson got scooped up to heaven.
Oh, yeah. How about that? So what does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it don't mean nothing. Oh, well, maybe it's to show how Cain's line went bad and that Seth's line stayed good for a while. Well, anyway. So Methuselah had a kid named Lamech.
Lamech number 2.
Right. And Lamech had a kid named Noah.
The guy with the boat.
Exactamundo. And it says that when Noah was 500 years old, he had 3 sons. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. What? What's so funny?
Well, they sound like the names of the 3 lost stooges.
Hey, don't be disrespectful. But you're right, they do kind of sound like that. Anyway, then it says, and it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
What does that mean, the sons of God?
Well, that's a good question, because people seem to disagree about it. You see, some people think that the sons of God are either angels or demons, and that the daughters of men are just plain old ordinary human women.
Oh, come on, Murray. Angels and demons marrying women.
I know. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful or nothing, but that idea, it don't make no sense to me. You know, there was this guy named Matthew Henry. He was a guy from a long time ago who explained just about everything in the Bible. And what he said about it makes a whole lot more sense if you ask me. You see, he said that the sons of God were the human beings that was following God and doing what he says. And that the daughters of men were the ones that rejected God and were being disobedient. And that the sons of God were the descendants of Seth, and the daughters of men were the descendants of Cain. So it means that the godly descendants of Seth got their thinking all screwed up and married the ungodly descendants of Cain.
What's so wrong about that?
Well, I think it's because the people who rejected God were corrupting the people who'd been following God.
Why couldn't Seth's people make Cain's people want to follow God instead?
Well, that's 'cause acting sinful is usually a whole lot more tempting than acting godly. You know how the mother of a goody two-shoes kid don't want her kid to play with the troublemaker. But the mother of a troublemaker, she usually don't have no problem with her kid hanging out with the goody two-shoes. Like it says in 1 Corinthians 15:23, it says, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupts good manners." And in 2 Corinthians, 6:14, it says, "Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness?"
I don't know, Murray. This is getting kind of confusing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The Bible can be kind of confusing sometimes, but it's worth figuring the hard stuff out, 'cause it makes a whole lot more sense when you get to the harder parts, you know? But for right now, just think Cain's family bad, Seth's family good. Then Seth's family got all mixed up with Cain's family, and everybody turned bad and didn't want to follow God no more. Got it?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. Well, then it says, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown."
Giants? Giants having kids with women? Oh, Murray, come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Okay, calm down now. Yeah, there's a lot of people that think it means them big old giganto giants, you know, the fee-fi-fo-fum guys. But them are the same people that think angels or demons had kids with women. But it says that the giants were mighty men, men of renown. You know, later on in the Bible, they talk about other giants that were just really big men. There was this great big guy named Goliath, and they called him a giant too. But it says that he was 6 cubits in a span.
Okay, now what's a cubit and what's a span?
Well, a cubit was about 18 inches, roughly the distance from your elbow to your fingertips. And the span was about 9 inches, from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your pinky when you got your hand opened up. So Goliath was only about 9'9". And the tallest guy in the Guinness Book of World Records, well, he was 8'11". So Goliath the giant was only about 10 inches taller than the guy in the record book. You see? So the giants in the Bible, they was really big, but they was probably just plain old men, you know, not some freaky demon spawn or nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, good. Then let's keep going. Well, then it says, "And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made..."
What's repented?
Repent. Ain't you never heard of repenting?
I've heard people talking about it, but I don't know what it means.
Well, when people repent, it means to feel regret and to feel bad or real sorry for sinning or doing something bad, and that you're going to turn your back on this stuff and try to not do it no more. But when God does it, it means that he decides to change the plans that he had and that now he's going to go do something else.
Oh, that's what that means? I can understand that.
Well, good, I'm glad. It's always good to learn a new word, huh? Okay, so it says, "And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them."
What? He's gonna wipe everything out? I mean, not just people, but everything?
Well, almost everything, yeah.
Well, what don't he wipe out?
I'm getting to that. Give me a second. It says that Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord because he was a just man and he walked with God and he preached to the people too. Later on in 2 Peter, it says that Noah was a preacher of righteousness. And I'm guessing that he probably wasn't liked too much neither if he was the only one left who was following God.
Well, how come they didn't like him?
Well, in the book of Hebrews, it says that Noah condemned the world with his preaching. And I would think that if you're the only guy in the whole world who's preaching about God and that the whole world is wrong and acting bad, then you ain't going to be too popular in the neighborhood, you know.
So then what happens?
Then God tells him to build this great big boat called an ark. And he gives Noah all the measurements he needs to build it, so there's enough room for him and his family and all the animals.
He's gotta fit all the animals in it too? Well, how the heck is he gonna do that?
Well, I'll tell you about that next time.
Oh, you ain't gonna stop now, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop now. I want Abel to be able to... able to be able. I made myself laugh. Well, I want Abe to have some time to read what we've been talking about so far, to make sure he understands it, because after all, these letters are for him, you know.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
And besides, we still got all these tamales to eat before old Cuckoo Florence comes home and sees us eating on it. Holy smokes, I forgot to pick up Florence. Oh my goodness. Oh my days, I'm gonna be so late. Come on, we gotta go.
Well, what about all these tamales?
Ah, forget the tamales. It ain't gonna matter what we eat if we get arrow shot through our bellies. Come on, grab your stuff and let's go.
What? I'm going with you?
Yeah, she usually don't get as mad when there's company around.
Hey, you forgot to shut off the tape.
Oh my days, hold on a sec. Hey Abe, sorry, I gotta cut this short, pal, but I gotta run. I'll talk to you later, buddy. I miss you and I love you. Bye-bye.